Hello and welcome to Movies with My Dad, the podcast where I, film critic Tina Kakadelis, take my dad Stratis to the movies. This week we saw Jurassic World Rebirth, directed by Gareth Edwards, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. Join us on the spoiler-filled car ride home.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Father.
Well, I mean,
What did we
neither
see?
of us really wanted to be here tonight, right?
Correct. I would love to be asleep right now.
Okay.
Okay, what did we see?
Blockbuster of the summer?
I'm not confident saying that.
One of the blockbusters of the summer?
Yeah. I mean, in what way are we calling a blockbuster?
You know, lots of money, lots of effects, all that kind of stuff.
But in terms of like a personal blockbuster?
No.
Okay, great. What did we see?
We saw it.
Don't hit this man.
I'm not.
He looks mad.
He
Do you
does
think he
look
saw
mad.
what we saw?
He may have. Jurassic Park, I assume? Rebirth?
No, I think it's Jurassic
World?
Rebirth.
So, come on, sing the song.
I think I'm singing the How to Train Your Dragon one.
No?
Isn't that How to Train? No.
No. We just listened to 2+ hours of it.
But it didn't ever sound right.
It never sounded right.
What's the plot?
Oh, just like all the other Jurassic Worlds.
Here's where I reveal something deep and terrible.
Oh my. I didn't expect this.
I've never seen Jurassic Park, but I have seen all of the Jurassic Worlds.
When did Jurassic World start?
When Movie Pass. Okay, so I
Is
saw
that
the.
the
Hold on.
Chris
let me
Pratt
let me go.
one?
Yes, I saw the first one because there's an actress that I thought was cute in it, and then she gets horribly, brutally killed by one of the dinosaurs in like a SeaWorld tank.
Okay.
Throws her up, keeps eating her. And then I saw the next one because of Movie Pass. And then we saw the last one with Laura Dern and everybody, Jeff Goldblum coming back together.
Oh, I sort of barely
But I have
remember
never
that.
seen the original.
So, to be honest, I was ready just to be completely bored and hated the whole
You're
thing.
not mad that I've never seen the original Jurassic Park?
No, I've given up on you.
Okay.
Critic that doesn't do their own homework.
Listen.
You only take like French and foreign films and research those.
Yeah, and they killed
But
all the French people
cinematic
in this movie.
masterpieces of the 80s.
Look, I've seen the parts of Jurassic Park that I think are important.
Yes, but Jurassic, you have to see the original.
I've seen Laura Dern
We're going to have
in
the
her
same
little
argument
shorts.
about you're going to tell me Ghostbusters, the Rebirth crap that you liked, was better than the original.
I mean,
No.
at least
No.
the reboot isn't filled with a bunch of gross men who did gross things.
Oh, goodness sake. Just move on.
I don't spend a second thinking about Ghostbusters, if we're being honest.
Jurassic Park, the original, is a classic.
I will take the dinosaurs from the original Jurassic Park over any of the dinosaurs in this movie. These were so bad.
Oh, come on, the little one?
Okay, Dolores.
I
love Dolores because Dolores is Frankie. You put any sort of
Frankie,
dumb
your dog.
Yeah, you put any sort of dumb little creature in there who has zero survival skills and just kind of bumbles around, and I'm immediately moderately entranced. But then Dolores hides in a backpack for most of the movie.
And tell me Frankie wouldn't do that too.
She would.
If she could.
And I love her. Okay, so what's the plot?
It doesn't have a plot. It doesn't need a plot.
Okay.
You know what the plot was?
Oh, what?
This was...
Fathers and daughters.
No, there were two different movies. So there was the family aspect of it,
Yeah.
which I have thoughts about.
Okay.
But
Do
the
you wanna
other
explain the
aspect,
family
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But the other one, which is the SEAL Team 6 retrieval of DNA, was directly out of the, what is it, Journey to Extinction? The Disney ride?
What?
At Animal Kingdom.
I'm sorry, you've forgotten the name Dinosaur?
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Dinosaur. You know Dinosaur is no longer open.
Yes, I know. But is that not the same thing?
No, they're
Basically,
not going for DNA.
They went for something.
They went for the dinosaur. The
It's close
titular
enough.
dinosaur.
And there was even a car driving around the same. I'm like,
I did think about
they
that.
are making an amusement park ride right there.
But
if anyone
Universal.
cared about this movie.
It's Universal.
Well, okay, they're going to have a problem.
Why?
Oh, I guess they could... Oh,
they have Universal Studios.
They have Universal Studios. Sorry. I thought you meant Disney.
And a Jurassic Park area.
Okay.
Okay, so what your problem with the family?
All right, so let's break this down a little bit, right? So there was
I think I've clipped this to my hair and it hurts.
a father and 2 daughters plus a quote-unquote useless boyfriend of the older daughter who were out sailing. For whatever reason, they're out in dinosaur-infested waters.
Yeah, what did he say? Barbados to Cape Town?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So he's just
directly passing through where all of the dinosaurs now live.
Questionable thoughts there.
You wouldn't do that as a father?
Yeah, I probably would.
Exactly.
That'd be the problem. All fathers can appreciate that. But so what you don't know is somewhere in the 80s. No, sorry, somewhere in the 70s. There was a Saturday morning TV show back in the heyday when we had Saturday morning TV shows.
Okay, get off the soapbox.
Okay. Land of the Lost.
I know Land of the Lost, so let's calm
This
down
literally
a
was
bit.
the exact same thing. They're in the orange, the yellow's raft going down rapids with a dinosaur chasing after them.
Yes.
I'm like, this is whoever wrote this.
You want like the 8th installment of Jurassic World to be
original? No, but I don't know. I thought this was well done.
Did you like it? What?
I thought it was well done. The characters were all really good, but there was nothing new or unique in it.
We had wildly different experiences in this movie.
I mean, well done in the sense that it was beautifully shot.
Was it? Half the people were in shadows half the time. You couldn't make out most people.
Because that's the kind of the world they were in.
No, and it was edited wildly.
I thought almost everyone, acting-wise, was really good. There was one notable exception.
Oh! Air him out.
Come on, you know who it was.
Who?
Don't make me say it.
Who?
Who didn't fit? Which one of these things isn't like the other?
Respectfully, none of them fit.
Are you serious?
None of them felt like they were acting in the same movie. And all they were doing was just yelling, "Come on!" Or like, "Woo! We're around a dinosaur. We're touching a dinosaur's leg as they're going through a mating ceremony." Weird.
Yeah, that wasn't their fault. That was whoever wrote this thing.
Okay, so who's the odd one out?
You have no idea.
No.
You didn't think there was one that didn't really fit?
I did not think anyone was turning in their best work here.
I thought it was Scarlett.
Okay, well, I already...
I like her
you know what's
generally.
Crazy? I don't like her generally, and I thought she was putting in some work here.
But she may have put in some work, but the character was all wrong.
I don't think that's her fault. I think
it
that's
is not
the
her
writing.
fault.
And
but
here's the crazy thing.
I did wonder if they wrote the character to be light like her, as opposed to a more... If she's supposed to be a covert op
that's
specialist...
essentially the character she plays in the Marvel universes. Like Black Widow was like trained from birth.
Yeah, but she was tough there. And serious.
I'm sorry, you're saying that women can't contain multitudes? Do you not remember Life of Chuck?
I did not say that.
A mere week ago?
I didn't remotely say that.
Then I don't know what you're mad about.
She was very... She didn't strike me as a covert op specialist.
Why?
The other people that she worked with, I felt could have been. But not her.
I think
and I like
that
her.
Is sexist.
No, the character, not her.
You know what's crazy?
In the Marvel universe, she is more believable as those characters she plays.
I wonder if the microphone just picked up my neck crack.
Great.
I have never seen lights for the 4th of July. That is crazy.
Red, white, and blue, baby.
Now? The guy who wrote that ghost movie that we saw in the beginning of the year that you hated, where the camera was the point of view of the ghost.
In a house?
Yeah.
Wow, there's some range.
And he also wrote Black Bag, which you did not see, but Black Bag is one of my favorite movies this year. So,
all this in one year?
Good old David is booked and busy.
So what did you think of it?
It's just, you know, for the first 15 minutes, I was like, you know what? The feel of this, I'm feeling a little...
The feel was really good, wasn't it?
The first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm watching Indiana Jones again for the first time.
Exactly my thoughts.
Yeah. And then
felt
it
like, how do
quickly
they
fell
make
apart.
something from the 1930s look?
Okay,
but
well,
in the
Indiana Jones
2000s?
is not from the 1930s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Harrison Ford Indiana
Yeah.
Jones.
The Nazis were there, so that'd be 1930.
Yeah, but they didn't shoot it in the 1930s.
What do you mean they didn't? No. It had the feel and look of the 1930s.
No, it had the
and
feel
this
and look of
had
Indiana Jones from, like, the 80s. It had the feel of an 80s adventure movie.
It did have the feel of
For
an
the
adventure
beginning,
movie,
when they were
yes.
setting it up, when they were getting the team together, I was like, oh, okay. And then it very quickly went downhill for me.
Well, because there's no need to make this story again. Except for the fact, we are totally wrong, by the way. Everything we've just said is completely and utterly wrong.
I don't feel good about saying that.
Absolutely, completely wrong.
Why?
Did you not see the other people we watched this movie with? There were people that were very excited about being there. There were people with merch they were wearing. There were small children.
Well, I
don't understand why they were
that.
there. But this was an important movie for them.
And I say, where is that energy when the French indie films come out, and who's there with me 2 o'clock on a Tuesday?
Evidently you don't have any
The
peeps.
80-year-old people. They're with me. They're excited. They got it. Sure. Just because, like, I don't like a movie doesn't mean that. But I'm curious if the girl with the backpack in front of us.
Oh, I think she liked it.
I don't know. She was next to me, and I didn't hear nary a chuckle.
This there really weren't chuckles, but this is
There were a few
exactly
jokes.
what the Jurassic World Park's world is like. The cinematic world of this. This is basically they keep doing the same story over and over and over.
Then I don't think you're being quite. Did you like it?
It was too long. I don't know how long it was, but it was too long.
2:14, I believe.
Yeah, it probably would have done with 1:45 at most, and I would have been happy and left and enjoyed it because it was a ride. There was fun action.
When they were just
Decent
straight up
dinosaurs.
murdering people after they had their 5 lines.
It was a little sad
That
for
was
those folks.
ridiculous.
Especially that one young lady.
I know. I was like,
She didn't even have a good death scene.
No.
Because her death scene was hidden behind a large object.
yeah. I said certainly they're not going to kill the French lesbian, and then they killed the French lesbian.
You're making assumptions.
I am making assumptions, and also talk about putting in the work. When she was on the top of the boat and she was flopping around up there, she looked like a ballerina. She was flailing
What
over
about
the
that
rails.
the other poor guy that was knocked off instantly?
Oh, I didn't care about him because he was trying to kill the dinosaurs.
He was set up that way.
Yeah.
But he had like so many abs underneath that tight-fitting shirt.
Sorry, I don't objectify people.
I'm just making an observation.
Okay, and yet, I talked about somebody's butt once, and you had no thought. You were like, why would I ever? It was a man, too, and you were like, why would I ever? Who was it? I'm not going to remember, but I did comment on somebody's butt. I'll probably comment on Superman's butt soon.
Something to look forward to. Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would mostly enjoyed yourself.
You're
You're not really selling the original Jurassic Park to me, if I'm being honest. If you're saying that it's on par with this.
No, not with the original. So the original is very different than everything that came thereafter, right? The original starts off in an imaginary world, right, where they create the whole Jurassic Island with all the DNA back of all these dinosaurs.
I've seen the man.
But that's a
dude?
good solid third of the movie. So you get a.
Is them just in a lab?
No. There are people going to the park.
Oh.
You're exposed to dinosaurs on screen like we've never seen them before. And it still holds up. Their dinosaur
That is what
work,
I said. The dinosaur work in that is incredible.
And the characters were good. There were good actors in that one.
Laura Dern. Takes off
Jeff
her sunglasses. Great. You know that part?
Sue what?
She takes off her sunglasses. She stands up in the Jeep, takes off her sunglasses.
And then does what?
Looks at a dinosaur, I'm assuming. I've never seen the
you need to
reverse
watch
shot.
this thing.
Oh, speaking of glasses, I have a question for you.
But we haven't finished.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
What did you think of the doctor boy scientist, his glasses?
Did I notice he wore glasses?
Okay, so you saw the chiseled abs, but not the
That
glasses.
was the other guy. I saw he wore
Right.
glasses, but I didn't see anything specific about
So
him.
the internet is calling them his slutty little glasses, and they
Pardon?
love them.
they were
his
just
slutty little glasses.
weren't they?
They were his slutty little glasses.
What was so... I'm not even saying that word. Why were they anything to be
Well, you're going to have to
noticed?
go home and look at them because they caused the internet to be quite in a tizzy.
The internet is a waste of electrons.
Okay, so you don't like his slutty little glasses.
I did not make any notice of them.
It's disappointing. They were okay.
I mean, in this case, the scientist was the good guy. I like that.
I feel like I guess
there was
that's true.
moral attitudes.
For sure.
And then the slimy business guy.
I feel like that
You
man
knew he
always
was-
plays a slimy business.
Yeah, you knew he was going to get... Although he didn't get chewed up very well.
No, the French lesbian got a
I
sadder death. A ruder death.
It's like you knew he was going to go. I thought it'd be something interesting, like a couple dinosaurs fighting over him or ripping him
let
apart.
him rip it.
Because I think that actually happened in the previous one.
I mean, there's only so many ways.
There is.
You know what? If I could just tie it to Final Destination real quick.
Oh my goodness.
That's why Final Destination is so innovative because they've never done the same death twice.
I don't want to go back to that movie.
Well,
I don't want to go back to this movie. Although we're saying this and we're going to see Superman in a few days or a week or whatever.
yeah.
And that's just retreading the same story.
And I don't care. That is my baby boy from Nebraska. I love Superman. That is the only ride or die superhero you will get me with.
You know, I can't really argue with you because that was my comic book.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. I never exposed you to Superman.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I took you to comic book stores, but
Yeah.
I didn't
I
really...
vividly remember I had the Death of Clark Kent comic book.
One of my comic books?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Clearly you didn't care enough to pass it along.
Well,
anyway, what do you want to rate it out of? Slutty little glasses.
No.
Why?
It's got to be something...
No. That is what the internet has taken from this.
I don't partake of the internet.
Oh my gosh. So you're masculine enough to talk about a man's chiseled abs through a shirt, but you refuse to talk about a man's slutty little glasses.
They're just glasses.
They're slutty little glasses.
No.
So boring.
How about...
It doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna compare.
fine.
Say it.
Very attractive.
Oh my
acceptable,
gosh. Those are
reasonable
that
glasses.
That is the two different things.
Unless we get like some sponsorship from Zenny or something.
Oh my God,
All right, I'll give it a 2.5.
That is like a 1 for me.
Okay.
One lens, you know,
No.
in his little glasses.
No. Good night, Tina.
Good night. That's it for this week's episode of Movies with My Dad. You can find all of our episodes on movieswithmydad.com or the streaming platform of your choosing. You can also send us an email at movieswithmydadpod@gmail.com. My dad is desperate to hear from you. You can find me, Tina, on Blue Sky at Tina Cacadelis or on Letterboxd at Tina_DOCX. You can find my dad at the local Lowe's. Tune in next week when we head back to the movies.